Hello everybody, it's Jennifer with Get Your Credit Perfect Now, and I wanted to do this video for you today to talk to you about how to go about selecting the right trade lines for you and for your needs. So what I want to do is kind of walk you through how you can access our trade line list, and I'll go through with you some tips and some ideas on what you can do in order to select the best trade lines to suit your needs. So what you would want to do is visit our website at getyourcreditperfectnow.com/trade lines. And that's going to land you on this page, which is going to give you a little bit of information about trade lines, a little bit about how they work, and all that good stuff. So what you're going to want to do is click on the button. There's a few different buttons. Click access our trade line list, access our list. So click there, and you'll actually be asked for your name and email address. And the reason why we do that is because we want to basically be able to keep you up to date on not only our latest inventory, but also give you discounts, tips, tools, and resources that will help you to build your credit. So that is the link that you'd want to go to in order to get access to our mailing list and get exclusive discounts on the trade lines that we offer. However, just for illustration purposes, I'm going to pull up one of our latest lists. This is our latest list as of today. So as you can see, we have a list of various trade lines here. And as you can see, we have lines that start off with a credit limit of $2,000, and we are going all the way up to $50,000. Our trade line inventory gets updated all the time, so really the way to get the access to the most updated inventory is to make sure that you're on our mailing list. However, this is also a list that you can access once you are in our database, so that you can get a cross-reference of what we have available. So basically what you want to keep in mind is that when you're looking to purchase trade lines, it really depends on what your goal is, what you're trying to do. Let's just say that you are in a mortgage process and you're needing to boost your credit score in order to get a better rate, something along those lines. What you would want to do is kind of take a look at some lines that have a decent amount of history. And when I say decent amount, I'm talking about anywhere between 2 to 10 years worth of history. That's minimum that I would suggest. You know, your credit score is made up of a total of the type of credit that you have, how you use your credit, the length of credit, and the balances that you have on your credit. So all of these things are very, very important. One thing to keep in mind is that for our trade lines, all of our lines have perfect payment history and low utilization. And what I mean by utilization, it just means that none of our lines have more than 30% of the available credit used at any given time. So let's just say that it was a $1,000 card. All of our lines would be less than 30%. So in that situation, it would be there would be no more than a $300 balance on that particular card. This keeps your utilization low, and it helps to boost your credit score quite a bit. So what you want to do when you're looking at our list is not only be concerned with what the credit limit is, but also the date opened. What is how many years has this trade line been around? So as you can see, we have lines 2014, 2015, 2017, 2007, 2000, 2011, 1991. So it really, really just depends. I recommend getting something around the 2 to 10 year range is going to give you a lot of bang for your buck. It's not necessary to have a 10 or 15-year trade line necessarily in order to get a quick credit boost. So just keep that in mind. Now, if you are trying to add trade lines because you're looking to secure, let's just say that you're wanting to purchase a car and you want to qualify for a lower interest rate, and you also want to qualify for a higher, let's just say a higher purchase price car. For instance, if you have, let's just say that you have a very limited credit history on your credit report right now. You may have, you know, $1,000 credit card, a $500 credit card, that type of stuff. And then you go into your local Mercedes dealership and you want to purchase a $50,000, you know, whatever, Mercedes. What'll happen is, even if you have decent scores, what the creditor is going to look at is say, well, you don't really have any high limit scores. You don't have any evidence that you have handled any type of high amount of debt. So it's going to be very challenging for them to give you a $50,000 loan when all they can see on your credit report is that you've been able to pay back like $1,000. So what you're going to want to do with trade lines is look at getting some higher limit trade lines to show that you have history within that 50,000 or so range. And also, because, you know, it's got to make sense. You don't want to just throw one $50,000 trade line on there and then the rest of your lines are like 500. You want to get, you know, two to make it, you know, to package it up and make it make sense and actually build on the strength of the profile. So not only will that generally give you about 40 to 60 points in a credit score boost, it'll also help you qualify for a higher amount of, it'll increase the purchase price ability of your car. And it works pretty much the same way when you're talking about credit cards. When you are looking to secure a credit card, even though you may have a 700 plus score, if you have low limit credit lines at this particular point in time, when you go to apply for new credit, they're going to approve you based on what you currently have. So if you're wanting to get approvals in the 15, 20, 30 or more $1,000 range, you're going to want to look at trade lines that are within that range, because not only will they help to boost your score, they'll also show the creditor that, hey, this person has had history dealing with credit in that range, and so they will approve you within that range. One thing also to keep in mind is that on this list, you'll notice that there's a section that says soft pull. And basically what that means is that we would need to attach the address that is linked to the particular card that you're being added to. We need to link that to your credit profile. So that is something that we'll give you instructions on how to do. It's not complicated at all. Some people prefer not to have a soft pull. It really is just a matter of preference, but something to keep in mind is that regardless of whether you do a soft pull or you do not, once a trade line is added, the address that is associated with the card automatically does get added to your credit profile. So one way or the other, it happens either way. So just something to keep in mind. We also have requirements on when the trade line needs to be in. Generally, we want to see an order placed within at least 48 hours of the statement date. And as you can see, the statement date here is when the statement for that particular card closes out. So generally speaking, most of our trade lines will report within 7 to 14 business days of whatever the statement date is. So if you are looking to secure a trade line for the month of June, you may want to be looking at something that has a statement date coming up within the next couple of days, because again, it will take 7 to 14 business days in order for it to reflect. So the more that you get into the month, the more that it's going to move into the following month when it may report on your credit. Something to keep in mind also is whether or not you are using a credit privacy number. We do have lines that allow for CPNs. So if that is the case with you, you can also make reference on which lines are allowing for that. Something to also keep in mind, and I'm going to be quite honest with you, I'm not a big fan of CPNs. We do work with CPNs. However, what I found within the past few months to a year is that a lot of creditors are no longer working with CPNs. And so some of the people that were getting easy approvals just a few months ago are not getting those same level of approval. So just keep that in mind. I believe it's always 100% much more important and effective to work on your own personal credit. We have a variety of very, very affordable options to help you get your credit where you want to be, including traditional credit repair, credit sweeps, public records removal, which includes bankruptcy removal, inquiry removal. So definitely check out our website for more information on the variety of services that we offer in that regard. We also have e-courses that will show you exactly how to do these things yourself. So make sure that you visit our website to see some of that information as well. So hopefully that answers your questions. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at the email found underneath this video, or feel free to comment. Make sure to like, comment, share this post, and be sure to subscribe to our page for more updates on how you can get your credit perfect now. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.